So, your back cushions on your seat or your couch look like this? Does it need a little uplifting, a little facelift? We can do it. We can make it look brand new again, just like this. Stay tuned and we'll show you how to do it. Hello everyone, Scott Weaver with Designers Workroom. So on this segment we're going to be talking about your back cushions. If you have a cushion like this, a loose fitting cushion, and you've noticed that it is in bad shape, it's no longer has the fill that it used to have, and it's sagging and it looks terrible. The first thing is you don't even realize what it's doing to your back. You might have a stiff back and you're not realizing what's going on. Well, this is part of the reason you've got no support here. So that's the number one reason why you should, besides it being ugly, it's a number one reason why you should do something to the back of your couch or chair. So we're only discussing the ones that have a border going around it like this one does. And because the knife edge ones, the one that look like more like a pillow like this, that's a little different of a story. You can open them up and you can fluff them and put more stuffing into them. But in today's segment, we're basically talking about the ones that have the border. So with that being said, this is what it looks like. And this is the customer who called us and said, you know, I'm not very happy with the way our cushions are looking these days. But it's a good leather furniture. It's a whole sectional. What can you do with these? Well, we said, hey, we'll fix them up for you. So there's an easy way to do it, a quick fix, and then there's a permanent fix. And we're going to go over both ways. So what comes out of these, at least in this particular case, it looks just like this. This is what it is. So this is basic polyfill. What is polyfill? Well, it comes in a big, well, sometimes it comes in a big box. You can pick it up at Walmart. Any of those stores, or Walmart or Joann's Fabrics, you get a big one, or you can buy the smaller bag of them, but it's available just about everywhere. So a quick fix would be just to open up a seam here and just fill it and fill it and fill it until you have it stuffed back up to where it used to be. But the reason why I say it's a quick fix, it's not a good fix. And in 6 months to a year, you're going to have the same problem, that it's sagging like this, because this stuff here, it settles down to the bottom and it's not a permanent fix. So we're going to show you what a permanent fix, and what most people do not realize, that there is a foam specifically made for the back of your cushions. That is what I prefer to use. It is called, just so you know, it is called a super soft foam. We get our foam from a place called Albany Supply Company. I think it's Albany Supply Company. You can Google it. It's in Albany, New York. And that's all they do is foam and upholstery supplies. Maybe it's Albany Foam and Upholstery Supplies. Can't exactly remember. Anyway, that's where we get it from. And it comes in different depths or widths of it. For instance, this has a 5-inch border, so we bought the 5-inch thick foam to meet it. But if you got a 2 or 3 inch, you can also buy that also. So I'm going to show you what that foam looks like. And of course, it looks like regular foam. The reason why you'd want to use this regular foam is because it will not settle down to the bottom, and it'll always stay this way. And how do you know it's super soft? Because it is super soft. You see how plush it is? This also gives you good support in your back, or on your back. So what does it look like? Well, we have to add, to make this more comfortable, we have to add the Dacron. Dacron is the second step, which This is Dacron. Some people call it a batting, but this is Dacron. And what we do to ours is on the face side of it, the front side of it, we put 2 layers. Now, if the front and the back are the same, then we'd have to put 2 layers on both ends. But if you notice on the back of these, there's a back and there's a front, so there's no need to put 2 layers on the front and the back. It's the front that you want to make softer. Then we come across and we put another layer onto the back of it. And that just adds a little bit of more plush. And you can see now we're softening it, and then we also put another piece around, all the way around it. This is the only way you can do a back cushion and have a permanent fix to it where you never have to worry about it again. How do we apply it? We use what's called, there's several ways. First of all, you can use a spray glue, and you can spray it on the first layer, spray it again, put the second, and blah blah, and just spray all the way around it. That is one method of putting it on. However, it can be messy, it's toxic, but it does a great job if you so choose to use it. The way we like to do it, which I've explained in another video, which I'll put a link to, is we use, it's called an Ace Clipper stapler. It's a pliers stapler. It uses special staples to it, a little bit different. I don't know if you can see that, but they are slightly different. They have like a little zigzag motion to them, so they lock in a little bit better. Again, I believe we probably got this at Albany Supply. I don't exactly remember where we got it, but it's made by Ace, which Ace makes all kinds of staplers. It's a plier stapler, and it's called the Ace Clipper. So maybe you can Google that and find where it came from. And basically we staple all the way around it, which I will show you in a second. So let's compare the two of what they would look like. So here is the one we haven't done yet. This is what it looks like, the old one that came out. What we're stuffing it back in with looks like this. And what does it look like after it's done? It looks like this. Now this looks completely brand new. You've noticed that if you put these side by side from each other, you've got a completely different cushion now. And these are several years old. But the leather's in really good shape. But it doesn't look like the leather's in great shape because it's so saggy. But look at how beautiful that came out. And how nice and plush it is. You're getting that firmness to it. And you can see it's still soft. And what's making that softness right there is the Dacron that we're putting on it, which I will show you what that looks like also. Now, when you are doing this, if you were to choose to do this way, there's a couple of tips. The number one is to cut your foam larger than your cushion. If you measure your cushion, if it comes out 30 inches wide, you'll want to cut it 31 inches. If the depth here is 19 inches, you want to cut it 20 inches. You want to overcut it. Then after you overcut it, then you want to put your Dacron on just like this. So yes, it makes it much bigger. If you looked at this here, you would never think that that would fit inside that cushion. To see how much larger it is, you want that. Because then you've got something that's overfilled and it's stuffed right, and you don't have any nooks and crannies that don't look good. So that's the tip. And that's a permanent fix if you choose to do it. Let me show you what the Dacron looks like. This is how we get our Dacron. we get it, and this is already about halfway gone. So this is what it looks like. Ours is about 55 inches wide. It's an actual a half inch. It looks like it's 1 inch just because it's really puffed out, but this is a half inch. It is poly bonded Dacron is what it's called. Again, we get that at Albany Upholstery Supply, but working with a company like that, we are buying in bulk. We're not buying into little pieces. You can go to Jo-Ann Fabrics, and if you find something similar, but this is what it should look like, even if it's a smaller roll, it's got to look kind of like this. The old cotton batting that you used to pull out and put on, no, it really should be in a sheet like this. That's what you should be using on your back cushions. And again, the foam is a super soft, and it's made specifically for back cushions. So if you go online and you're looking for it, make sure it's a soft. Make sure it's made for the back of your cushions. It's not something that you would use on your seat cushions because it's not firm enough, and you can squish it right down, and it's soft and blah blah blah. So anyway, it's just a quick scenario with back cushions and how to deal with them. I'm going to recommend this way. It is more expensive. If you have nice furniture, like this is good leather furniture, this is the way to go. If you're not so, you don't care so much, then you can refill these with the polyfill. And also just one more note, sometimes it's not even filled with this. They also use a chip foam, which is basically foam that goes through a chipper, and they stuff it, and those are used a little bit in lower quality furniture. And yes, it does settle to the bottom. This could be a little harder for you. You could probably buy bags of chip foam, but it's not really the recommended way, but you can. The other is down. Sometimes they're using down, which is a feather. And my recommendation, if you come across you have a feather type backing, then I would probably take it out and replace it with foam, because if that's settled in there, I don't know if you've ever opened up anything that has the down or the feathers, and that stuff flies out like crazy. So I don't like to deal with it. I'd rather just replace it with the foam if the customer doesn't mind. Anyhow, those are my tips on back cushions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care.